dissatisfied, unhappy about that portion of it because we're gonna put a fan on the transmission cooler that we're gonna put on a switch. Hey guys, it's your boy Alec coming back to you with another video with the Coyote F-150 behind us. And today we got a fun one. We are going to be getting this truck ready for the next street drag. So if you guys saw the August street drags, we took the F-150. That's the first time it's ever gone, and it did really well. But it had a couple things that we want to improve on. One of the things that we need to get installed is this guy right here. We're going to put a fan on the transmission cooler that we're going to put on a switch. So we'll just watch trans temp. When we get to street drag, we'll probably just flip it on. But we're going to get this guy installed. And then the second thing we're going to have a lot of fun with is the 5-star tuning traction control delete harness. So this is literally just a harness that goes in between the wheel speed sensor and comes back to a switch, and you flip it on and off. Now, what is the advantage to this harness as opposed to just turning the button off on your dash? Well, it takes way less time, right? You just flip the switch versus hit it and then hold it for 10 seconds, and then the car that you were trying to race next to you is already gone. That switch on the dash doesn't fully disable traction control. It just turns it off for a little bit, and then when the computer, the yaw sensor, feels like it needs to take over because you're sideways, then it still takes over and kills your throttle. So this completely turns all of that off. Let's get into installing the traction control delete harness right now. Alrighty guys, if you haven't seen any videos on the twin turbo F-150 build yet, definitely click the playlist down below. You can see me taking this thing from auction truck, fixing gas meters, to now laying heaters is what I call it. So we've turned this thing from a construction truck to a race truck. We got the On3 66, 67 twin turbos in here. We got a Richardson Stage 2 10R80. It's got oil pump gears, stock intake. We're still rocking the stock intake life. And that's pretty much all. We did a little locker in the back, and so now we are going to throw this harness in. So one of the first steps that we're going to take today is we're going to take these instructions. We're going to flip to about the second page here that tells us the third page, fourth page here. So you can see ABS, brakes, kind of over there. We're looking for that guy right there. So that's where our harness is going to go, in between right here. So basically just you're disrupting that plug, and then we're going to route this into the cab, and I will show you how we do that. So we'll find that plug, and guess what? Here she is right here. So this is what we're going to be interrupting. Yeah, the little red tab. Pull that, slide that back, and this is the wire that we're going to interrupt. So it makes it nice and easy. I'm literally doing this in real time. We're going to take our switch, set that aside. They give us zip ties. If you don't have zip ties in your shop, I don't know what's wrong with you, but they give them to you. So technically, one of these is the female. Like that. This guy's got the male. Slide that red little clip back over on that guy. Now technically, if you didn't want to install this in your cab, which I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but technically this is fully installed in 2 minutes. You just put the switch on there, you'd open your hood, flick it, and then close your hood, go do your hood rat shit, and then turn it back on whenever you want to. I'm going to put it in the cab, because I don't feel like opening my hood whenever a Corvette pulls up next to me. I need to smoke their ass and send them back to the dealership for that ZR1. So we're going to route this into the cab. I think I'm going to send it right through. There's this rubber grommet back here. And rumor has it, you can make a very tiny incision in that rubber grommet and shove this guy through there. Alrighty guys, so I just ran from the inside. So I cut the zip tie off the end of the little rubber dick looking thing, and on the inside there was also a zip tie as well, which I will probably put zip ties back on. But So that's the factory wiring harness routing. And so I shoved a coat hanger through there. If you guys don't have a metal coat hanger in your toolbox, to the closet and grab one. We're going to tape these wires that need to go inside to the end of the coat hanger, and we're going to just slip them on through, and then our button will be inside. No cutting, no drilling, no drama. Pretty easy install.
Roll it like a burrito.
Alrighty guys, we got that taped up, and I'm gonna have my lovely assistant behind the camera kind of just direct it. He's just gonna kind of hold, try and basically, like, that thing curves down naturally, so we want to give it a little like Cialis or Viagra to get it to stand up. So he's gonna just kind of give it some support so I can pull that thing in, and then you want to make sure, of course, that when you tape this, that like you try and keep it as small as possible. And it's kind of a nightmare to get back off when you duct tape it like this. As long as it slides in there nicely, we'll be good to go. So, ready? Cool.
Find me some metal around here, Dad.
Fucking aluminum trucks. All right, I'll go slow. It feels pretty decent. I just ran out of room with the coat hanger. So there she is. I want to look at how I want to route it. I'll probably just run it up, zip tie it, and run it down with that cable. I bought it for a customer that told me that they wanted it done and me to tune their F-150, and then they never showed up. So I get it instead. All right, guys, so we're down here underneath the dash, and you can see the wire that's coming through that rubber grommet is the one that we just put in for our button. You can see I got the button right up here on the dash, so it's the lower one on off. We're going to use our upper one for our fan, and that's kind of just where I'm going to put them inside the truck. So I'm going to throw one more zip tie on that guy because there was one there. We're going to do a little zip tying underneath the dash, and then we're going to go try this thing out. Alrighty, so we are in the truck. Throw our key in here. Alrighty, guys, so ended up playing around with it a little bit. So we have the switch in what would be technically the on position, but that's just because the switch is in upside down, and maybe I'll fix that, maybe I won't. But right now you can see this is the normal vehicle. Everything's working. You can see we do have drive modes up here, so everything's working there. Now if we take the switch and we flick it, then we get errors on the dash, which is normal because we unplugged the ABS sensor with turning that switch. So the one thing that I'm not fully sure though, I was told that this still allows you to have your drive modes, which, or at least I was under the impression that you could still have your drive modes. They didn't tell me that when they sold it to me because I didn't ask. I was just kind of assuming. So I guess it's good for burnouts and stuff and doing hooligan shit, but if you want to make a pass, you kind of want the truck to be in sport mode. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. But so if we turn it back to the normal position, then what you got to do is you got to do 2 key cycles. And then it seems like everything goes away after 2 key cycles. And now it's back to normal. And you got your drive modes back. Alrighty guys, so I do like the Switch, but I'm not exactly sure if I would have bought it if I would have known that the drive modes don't work. I don't know, I'm indifferent on it because like it does work good for if you want to hoon around and not have the yaw sensor kick in where like all of a sudden your pedal is dead. It works good for that, but I really thought that I was going to be able to like still use sport mode because like to launch this truck and to race it, you pull the truck down into manual mode and sport mode, and that raises the shifts like 500 or 600 RPM. So I don't really think that's still going to work without sport mode. And if I just pull it down into manual, I don't know if the truck's going to do what it's supposed to do. So I'm a little bit dissatisfied, unhappy about that portion of it because I thought that that's what I was going to be able to do. But I like the donut. That was fun. And I always like doing burnouts, so why the heck not on that one. But I'm going to reach out to 5-Star about the drive modes and like manual mode and stuff like that, just because I would like to use the Switch full power like to launch it. But we'll do a little bit of research on that, and then we'll get into putting the fan on this thing next. For context, I built a fully custom transmission cooler setup on this thing. So when you guys are kind of seeing what we're doing with the fan, if you haven't seen my transmission cooler video yet, go check that out. Then come back to this video or watch this video, then go check that one out. But my setup will make a lot more sense to you after you see that. So, all right, you guys, we're over here and we just put the fan. I don't know, can you see it? So we just installed the fan on the transmission cooler. And then we were working on wiring. You can see just barely, you're gonna see like the little posts behind the, or on the front of the transmission cooler. We got it all wired up. I don't know what that one is, but don't mind that. So we used a 4-wire relay. The red and the white power in is connected to the battery. The fan is grounded right here. This is our trigger, which will be connected to a switch inside the dash, a switch inside the truck on the dash, which will ground this. But when I ground this, it'll move quite a bit of air. So yeah, we're gonna stick this in the truck at some point, and well, before the race, right? And then that'll be our on-off underneath the dash. So all right guys, so we got the traction control delete harness in this thing, and you can see it's a little change of weather since I saw you last. I'm wrapping up this video and gonna throw it out there for you. We have snow now. I'm pretty sure I installed this back in like September, forgive me, but we have the switches in the dash here. One of them is for the fan, and you can hear it up there running. I know you might not be able to hear it that well, but we got the one for the fan, which we do not need at this time of the year. And then we got the other one for our traction control delete harness right here. So that is what disconnects that wheel speed sensor up on the front of the truck. I did reach out to 5-Star Tuning about drive modes in this thing, and the fact that using the traction control delete switch by them does turn off the drive modes. And what we figured out is it does take out the drive modes, and no, you can't have your drive modes. So what Josh said he could do for me is he could build me basically a track tune so that the truck is always in sport mode essentially. And so if you have a specific tune or a specific drive mode that you race in, then if you want to run this harness, you just got to talk to your tuner and have them build you a second file that you would like flash once you get to the racetrack or something like that. So totally doable. It can still work, just you have to do a little bit more work on the back end so that the truck's not in a drive mode for it to do what it needs to do. It would be in normal mode that way. All right guys, so hopefully you enjoyed the video of installing the traction control delete switch, doing a little donut, and also getting the fan hooked up to the 40K so that we know it's not gonna overheat. In the next video, we're gonna be taking this thing to the Thursday night street drags at MIS Speedway. We're gonna be racing this thing in the 4x4 gas class. So if you wanna check that out, make sure you subscribe down below. Until I see you guys next time, peace.